But we as a continent have now defined ourselves.
In the news, Kagara abduction. We are aligned with locals to ensure safe release of victims, Niger government. Farmer herder crisis. Why I said herdsmen can carry AK-47. Bauchi government. Across Africa, Somali politics. Gunfire erupts amidst election protests. And on the international scene, Myanmar coup, shot protester dies after 10 days on life support. In business, aviation, African airlines gain despite COVID-19 global impact. And in sports, AfroBasket 2021 qualifiers, Nigeria maintains unbeaten run in Group D, stops Rwanda. Details shortly. Niger State Governor Abubakar Bello has assured that the state government is meeting with local authorities to ensure the safe release of the abducted students and members of the staff of Government Science College Kagara. He also described as rumor the purported release of the abductees. Bello spoke on Friday at the government house in Minna, the state capital, shortly after meeting renowned Islamic scholar Sheikh Abubakar Gumi. As at this moment, we do not have any additional information to give apart from the one given earlier on Thursday. But I want to assure you that we are doing everything we can. We are interfacing with the local communities, with federal authorities and our own state authorities to ensure that we recover the victims safely. Our utmost priority right now is to make sure we bring them back home safe, and that is exactly what we are going to do. The governor urges the parents and families of the abducted persons not to despair, adding that the government hopes to secure their release in hours or days. Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed has explained that saying Fulani herdsmen can carry AK-47 was to show the extent to which they are dehumanized and demonized. Speaking on Channels TV Sunrise Daily on Friday, Mohammed explained that his use of AK-47 was figurative, refusing to withdraw his statement. According to him, Nigerians must stop profiling Fulani herdsmen as criminals because of the nature of their job. When we mention carrying AK-47, it is in order to protect himself. It is a figure of speech to show you the despondence, the desperation and frustration, and the agony that this particular person is exposed to by his own people, by his own tribe, and by other tribes who have all seen him as a criminal, and therefore he has the inalienable right to protect himself. They have no option but to protect themselves. The issue is self-protection. There must be some sort of approval. What I am saying is not to legalize the carriage of AK-47. I must be understood, he added. Chukwuma Soludo, former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has announced his intention to run for the governorship of Anambra State. Soludo is expected to run on the platform of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, APGA. The former Apex Bank governor made his ambition known on Thursday in Awka, Anambra State capital. He said he will lead APGA to victory in the November 6th election, promising to use his international network to transform the state. Declaring his ambition on Thursday in Awka, Soludo promised to achieve victory for the party, hoping to leverage his international connections to transform the state. He said, having served the global community, he was now poised to serve and develop Anambra. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control has placed Nigeria at moderate risk, of Ebola outbreak as Guinea battles the contagion. The NCDC made this known via the website, stating that the decision was based on the proximity of Guinea to Nigeria and other West African countries, as well as other indicators. The NCDC says it has an existing multi-sectoral national emerging viral hemorrhagic diseases working group, which coordinates preparedness efforts for EVD and other emerging viral hemorrhagic diseases. The agency assured that several measures had been put in place to prevent and mitigate the impacts of a potential EVD outbreak in Nigeria. It added that the Port Health Services of the Federal Ministry of Health has scaled up screening at points of entry, and that the NCDC will also scale up risk communications and other activities. This is your digital First Pan-African News Network, TOS TV. You are watching TOS News 360. Up next, developments across Africa. After the break, do stay tuned. Welcome back. Across Africa, heavy gunfire has been reported in Somali capital Mogadishu as a group of opposition leaders defied a government ban on public gatherings and held protests. Opposition presidential candidate Abdirahman Abdishakur was among those who tried to lead a march. Security forces shot in the air to disperse some protesters. The opposition parties want President Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo to leave office after his term ended last week without the election of a successor. International flights at the Aden Ade International Airport in Somalia's capital Mogadishu have been suspended following heavy gunfire and shelling on the perimeter wall of the airport. The UN has said it is deeply concerned by the clashes in Somalia between the opposition and security forces. It has called for calm and restraint by all parties involved and urged for dialogue. United Nations in Somalia tweeted that it notes that the clashes in Mogadishu underscore the urgent need for federal government and federal member state leaders to come together to reach political agreement on the implementation of the 17th September electoral model. The UN and African Union urged Somali leaders to resume talks to resolve the impasse on how to proceed with elections. Hamilton saw a cloud of dust cover Senegal's capital Dakar on Thursday, leaving the city under a fog that made it impossible to see further than a few hundred meters. Hamilton season occurs every year between November and March in West Africa and is caused by the wind that blows from the Sahara Desert into the Gulf of Guinea. The dust is forecast to dissipate by the weekend. Nevertheless, health experts advise residents to wear masks, avoid outdoor activities. Those who suffer from respiratory conditions, including the new coronavirus infection, are cautioned to take extra care as their symptoms, could be exacerbated by the dust in the air. This is your digital First Pan-African News Network, TOS TV Network. You are watching TOS News 360. Up next, stories from the international scene after the break. Do stay tuned. Thank you for staying tuned. On the global scene, the United Nations Human Rights Office has asked the United Arab Emirates for proof that Princess Latifa, the daughter of Dubai's ruler, is alive. In secretly recorded video shared with the BBC, Princess Latifa accused her father of holding her hostage in Dubai since she tried to flee in 2018. The UN has contacted David Hay from the Free Latifa campaign requesting access to the footage. We have asked about her current situation and requested that the UAE government responds as a matter of priority, Liz Trussell, spokeswoman for the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, said on Friday. We will continue to monitor the situation. The agency approached the UAE's permanent mission in Geneva on Thursday, she said. The Dubai government and the UAE Foreign Ministry have not yet commented. A young woman has become the first protester to die in the anti-coup demonstrations in Myanmar after she was shot in the head last week. Mia Tue Kaing was injured 2 days before her 20th birthday when police tried to disperse protesters. Her wound was consistent with one from live ammunition, rights groups said. The police have denied using lethal force at the rally in the capital Naypyidaw on 9 February, but doctors have said 2 other protesters were also struck by live rounds. The hospital in the city confirmed the protesters' death at 11 o'clock local time, 04:30 GMT. A funeral service will be held on Sunday, her family said. Authorities said they would investigate the case. This is your digital First Pan-African News Network, TOS TV network. You're watching TOS News 360. Up next, business and sports. You are still watching TOS News 360. In business, African region recorded a marginal increase in air cargo demand for 2020, despite a global decline due to the effects of the coronavirus pandemic. The International Air Transport Association IATA data for global air freight markets showed that global demand for air cargo decreased by 10.6% in 2020 compared to 2019. However, African Airlines saw demand grow by 1.0% in 2020 compared to 2019, which is 1.9% for international operation, and a fall in capacity of 17.3%, which is minus 15.8% for international operations. African Airlines posted the strongest international growth of all regions in 2020, as well as in December. International demand in the month grew by 6.3% year on year. African Airlines now have the same share of the global international cargo market as carriers from Latin America, 2.4%. The world's most popular cryptocurrency jumped 2.6% to an all-time high of $52,932, setting it on course for a weekly jump of over 8%. It has soared, around 60% so far this month. Its latest gains took its market capitalization, or the Bitcoin in circulation, to about $982 billion, according to cryptocurrency data website CoinMarketCap, with all digital coins combined worth around $1.6 trillion. Still, many analysts and investors remain skeptical of the partially regulated and highly volatile digital asset, which is still little used for commerce. And in sports, Nigeria on Thursday extended their FIBA AfroBasket 2021 qualifiers winning streak to 5 games, courtesy of a 64-51 points win over Rwanda. The win takes Nigeria to 10 points on the Group D table. The Tigers had a better game compared to their outing against a stubborn South Sudan team that put Nigerians on the edge of their seats in a game that ended 75-70 points on the opening day of the qualifiers in Monastir, Tunisia. Rwanda's Alex Lenga Mpoyo, led the floor with 14 points and 5 rebounds, but it was not enough to stop Nigeria's flow. However, Keith Omoera was the highest scoring player on the Nigerian side with 13 points and 6 rebounds. With the 2021 AfroBasket ticket already secured, Nigeria sits pretty atop Group D and will face Mali on Friday with a win as top priority in its quest to conclude the series unbeaten. And that is TOS News 360 on your digital First Pan-African network. For more updates, visit www.tostvnetwork.com. Do follow and like TOS TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. To stay with us and enjoy more programs on TOS TV Network. I am Ruel Panawo. Bye for now.
But we as a continent